let us give His Excellency a very good round of applause. Let me now invite Professor Usman Abakar-Zaria for his presentation. The Executive Governor, KADUNA State, our dignitaries from Abuja, top government officials of the state, and here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Is it good morning? I think good morning to you all. Yes, I'm here to give a brief overview of the achievements of His Excellency in the education sector. His Excellency, Senator Obasani, has been redefining the education landscape. So I'm here to highlight some of the achievements recorded in the last 3 years. Next slide. When the governor assumed office, or rather, even during the electioneering campaign, the governor mentioned that he was going to prioritize education. And God so kind, the governor has been redeeming this promise through multiple channels. And one of those channels is the consistent allocation of lion's shares of the state budget to education. His Excellency has been allocating a minimum of 25% of the state budget to education. And remember, UNESCO, according to UNESCO, the recommended benchmark range is 15 to 20% of the total public expenditure, or 4 to 6% of the state GDP. The governor has been allocating way more than the recommended UNESCO benchmark, which is 25%. And when the governor assumed office, he noticed this very large figure of out-of-school children, with over 500,000 students or children out of the classroom. And he noted that a major obstacle, a major reason for that was the cost of education. So for that, he immediately directed the reduction of school fees or tuition fees across all our state-owned tertiary institutions in the state. He directed for reduction of tuition fees by 50% across all the state-owned tertiary institutions. And I'm happy to note or to report that today our total number of out-of-school children is below 200,000. And when he came here, it was over 500,000, and these figures are verifiable. And in terms of salary structure or improvement of the remunerations of the teachers, His Excellency the Governor has improved the salaries of teachers across the entire spectrum. When I say the entire spectrum here, I mean from primary to secondary, all the way to our tertiary institutions. The governor has implemented the minimum wage. This is no news. And the governor has approved for the increase of salaries across our state-owned tertiary institutions. Those people have been fighting to get, even if it is 10% of the salaries, of the salary increase for over a decade. The governor has approved 70% of Comcast, that is 70% of the consolidated polytechnic and colleges of education salary structure. 70%. They have been fighting to get that for more than a decade. It has happened now, and it is now a history. And the governor has also extended the service life of all our teachers in Kaduna State. This is recognizing the fact that some of them at 60 are still at their best. They are still healthy, they are brilliant, are ready to offer services. So the governor has approved of that now in Kaduna State. Next slide. And like I said, when the governor came, total number of out-of-school children was over 500,000. As we are talking now, over 300,000 children have been returned back to classroom by His Excellency the Governor. And the Governor has also constructed over 60 new schools across the state. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, and in terms of infrastructure and easing access, the Governor has so far constructed over 2,300 classrooms across Kaduna State. And this happened in the last 3 years. And in terms of ease of access, the Governor, and this is very strategic, the Governor has paid for over 800,000 learners to take strategic examinations like junior-wide examinations and the mock in Kaduna State. In the last 3 years, nearly 1 million learners take their examinations all the way to certificate issuance in Kaduna State, free of charge, if you are from the public schools. And for those that are in the private schools, they enjoy about 16% subsidy. For the same exam, they pay about 13,000 to 14,000. In Kaduna State, Governor asks us to take only 5,000 from the private school candidate. And this represents over 60% subsidy. The Governor pays for that. The Governor has also sponsored over 5,000 students to take SSCE in the last 3 years, including orphans. And in Kaduna State, His Excellency directed that all our orphanages should not be paying annual renewal charges. The Governor is saying that if I don't give you, I will not collect from you. So all our orphanages in Kaduna State do not pay annual renewal fees to the Governor. Instead, the Governor takes care of their examinations. Next slide. And in terms of modernization of our tertiary institutions, so aside the infrastructure, the investment in infrastructure, so far, the Nuhu Bamali Polytechnics has all their programs accredited, and precisely they have 71. They have been fighting to get this for years. It has now happened, it is now a history, and they have got additional programs under His Excellency, Senator Obasani. And so many hostels, quite a number of student hostels have been rehabilitated. And there is this 1,000-seater lecture theater that has been completed and commissioned by His Excellency at the College of Education, Gidawaya. And KASU is now being repositioned to stand as a global hub, as a global center of excellence. I'm aware that KASU is now working with Coventry University to start ODELAN, that is open distance e-learning. They are working, an arrangement has reached an advanced stage. Anytime from now, that center can be commissioned. And it is also interesting to note that aside investment in our state-owned institutions, the Governor is also extending fellowship to some of our federal institutions. One of the previous presenters mentioned that the Governor is already in Ahmadu Bello University. A friend of mine the other day was saying that the Governor has practically converted ABU into a construction site. Go there and see works going on, standard works. Similarly, if you visit the Federal University of Applied Sciences, Kachia, roads have been initiated, completed, with provision of operational vehicles by His Excellency Senator Obasani. Next slide. In terms of capacity building, so far, His Excellency has sponsored the training of over 30,000 teachers in Kaduna State. Trainings on pedagogy, training on ethics, training on monitoring, evaluation, and so on. Over 30,000 teachers have received such training as sponsored by the government. And you can see some motorcycles there by the corner. The one provided by His Excellency to our education quality assurance officers in the state. This has never happened. This is to ease access. This is to say that no school is too far to be monitored. No school is too remote to be visited. He has provided those motorcycles, and he is now giving what we call monthly allowance, monthly monitoring allowance to all our education quality assurance in Kaduna State. This has never happened. This has never happened. So in addition to your salary as a quality assurance officer, the governor has now made a separate provision for you. You are going to be given some allowances depending on the total number of schools you visit every month. It's now happening in Kaduna State. And arguably, Kaduna State may be the only state where such allowances exist. And next slide. So, what we are saying is, after all this investment, it is important to ask the question, what is the outcome? We are beginning to see improvement in enrollment. I just told you that the governor has returned over 300,000 children back to classroom. This is about enrollment now. We are beginning to see improvement in the retention. It's one thing to return a kid to the class. It's another thing to retain him in the class. We are beginning to see improvement on that. We are also beginning to see improvement in the completion rate of these learners, and most importantly, improvement on the learning outcomes. When His Excellency the Governor assumed office, at least on the WAEC or NECO scale, those with 5 credit and above, including Maths and English, Kaduna State was doing only 54%. As we are talking now, Kaduna State is doing 67% under His Excellency Senator Obasani. So, next slide. Sincerely speaking, this is the point to ask or to appreciate and acknowledge the enormous contributions and commitment of His Excellency the Governor, who has been providing the guidance, who has been providing the leadership, the resources, and the direction. And those are the reasons why we continue to report the modest achievements being reported. I actually want to end by quoting His Excellency, where he said, "Education remains the greatest weapon against multidimensional poverty. Societies that invest intentionally in the minds and capabilities of their young people invariably build stronger and more prosperous futures." Your Excellency, we appreciate you. We sincerely and deeply commend you for continuing to prioritize education, for continuing to believe that education is that equalizer. Education is that level. Education is that instrument that can be able to transform and change any society. Give education to people, empower people. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Please let us give a big round of applause to Professor Usman Abakar Zaria, the Director General of the State Quality Assurance Authority. Okay, let me now very respectfully invite for his remark the People's Governor, the Development-Oriented Governor, and the Governor of Inclusion, His Excellency Senator Dr. Obasani, Commander of the Order of the Niger, Executive Governor of Kaduna State. Please let us give His Excellency a very big round of applause.
So thank you very much. Everything has been said. It's only to my one remarks would be to thank everyone. But let me start with my friends, Chief Bayo Nanuga, Sunday Dari, and Kundera. The reason why I singled out them, then talking to the other table, they're all my brothers. I can see Abla Ethiopia Kase. Yeah, I can see Ethiopia Dari YC. I can see Otega, why is Otega? I can also see Dari Y. Thank you very much. All these guys you are seeing, they work day and night, promoting the achievements of our leader, our boss, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I want to thank you. But I want to single out 3 people here. Why I'm doing that because we have been together with them for many, many years. Bayo Nanuga, we've been together with him, Sunday Dari and Tunde Rahman, when we were in the stroke. You might not understand this now. We came together with them during the trenches. That is a story that many journalists will not understand. And that is why sometimes when some journalists were talking about promoting or supporting some political leaders in this country who are working toward protecting our democracy. Many times I see Bayo Nanuga and Sunday Dari writing rejoinders. A lot of people keep asking questions. Why? They may not understand, but people like us understand that. We had a lot of sleepless nights in the past. Some of us lost our freedoms. We went to detentions. We fought for this democracy. At that time, many journalists lost their freedoms. Some even lost their lives. I'm talking about the lives of Bagoda Kaltu, Dele Giwa, and many other people. I remember vividly a particular night. We had a meeting, myself, Comrade Shehu Sani, and many other comrades, together with Bagoda Kaltu here in Kaduna. At the middle of the meeting, some of us decided to move to another meeting, and Bagoda Kaltu left us from the meeting and moved straight to the hotel. That is Dava Hotel, Kaduna. 1 hour after, we had a report that he was killed by a military junta at that time. And it could have been anyone. It could have been myself, it could have been Shehu Sani, it could have been any other person, because we had a meeting together. Another example was when we had a meeting in Lagos with Bekore Sakuti when we were in campaign for democracy. So we were led the meeting because he was the national vice chairman of campaign for democracy representing South. He never came back. He went back to his own town fighting for the right of Goni people. The next thing that happened, he was arrested, detained, and hanged by military junta, and the rest is history. So while some of us are fighting to defend democracy, fighting to ensure that this democracy is sustained, it's simply because a lot of people lost their lives, lost their freedom. In particular, someone that has really took his time, made all the sacrifice, supporting most of us in civil rights movement, as well as journalists like KADUNA and Sunday Dare, was our leader, President Bola Tinubu. He was there with us. He paid his dues. He supported democracy. Not only that, after even the 1999 election, when he became the governor of Lagos State,